Hello, all my peeps. Well, today I'm going to go over some email stuff. There is a slideshow that goes over all of this stuff the same way, has all the pictures on it. So you can open up that slideshow and go back down each thing. I'm going to cover all the audio stuff with that slideshow. So we're going to be looking at organizing an email today. In your email, you have whatever you've received emails from. Usually they're from a bunch of teachers for the most part, and we're going to be working on more of that stuff. So you want to see how many emails you have. In this case, I can go up top here and I can see that I have, 7 emails? Is that right? There we go. 7 emails. Pretty cool. If you keep those down, I'll show you how to organize these emails and put them into folders and delete the stuff you don't need. But you want to be checking your emails because teachers send you things not just from Google Classroom, but to have, just general information when you ask questions, that kind of thing there. So, who have you sent emails to? Or who's the last person you sent emails to? Well, I can go here and I can go to my sent and it will show me who I've sent emails to. And here's the last one. It shows the time on it right above there and shows who it was. And then I can open it up and see what I sent there if I want to check other things. Let's see, what else are we looking at? Organizing your email. In these, over here in the second column here, there is little stars. I can click on those stars and I can highlight things. So let's say you have, uh, an important email you don't want to forget about. You can highlight that, turn the star on, turn the star off. In this case, we only have one star. Well, there's options to do other ones. So what we want to do is go up top here to our settings. So go back to the email. Go up top here to our settings cog, and I click on settings. And we can see that there are a bunch of settings here that we can change. Some of these things, when you change default, the density of it, the theme, you can change your theme. Those things I'll tell you now. The theme's kind of cool, but it does slow things down when you change your theme background or you add something, past the default stuff, then it slows your computer down. So I wouldn't recommend that, especially when we're trying to do Zooms and Wi-Fi. If you have slower Wi-Fi, changing some of these things will really slow your email loading down, and you wouldn't like it. But we're going to see all settings here. When I click on see all settings, now I've got a ton of stuff in here to change. Again, don't go changing a bunch of stuff. My recommendations is to change like one thing and then play with it for a little while. Use your email, see what it's like, see how it looks. And if you like it, then keep it and then go back, change something else. But you make a bunch of settings changes and then you go back and all of a sudden everything's really goofy and you don't know what was really causing the problems or what you don't like, what you do like. It can really be a hassle. So scroll down to where you see stars, and you'll see that right now it says in use, I've got 1 star. So I can use multiple colored stars and different symbols that indicate different things. So I know a lot of times I have an email and I have a question about it. So I can take this question mark symbol and I can move it up there. Now I've got a star and a question mark. Or I've got one that's really important. So I'm going to take this red exclamation point and say, I know that's an important, very important thing. And the yellow star, yeah, it's all right. I like a blue star and maybe a purple, nah, kind of a pink star. Not real big on the yellow stars. So I've got different stars there, or maybe an orange star. I like the orange star. So you can move these things up and you can change ones. And that's the order they're going to come up. So when I first click on an email, I just want to highlight it. I'm just going to make it a blue star. So it's going to go first in line. If it's a question, an exclamation point, then I can change them that way. And check mark, okay, those are good. Like I finished what I'm doing here, so I'm going to go ahead and put a check mark after that one. And then I've got my other stars if I want. Other things there, so you can question the information, an I. That's good because when I say this is information, something that I want to use for information, I'm going to put that second one. So we've got different options there. So once I've made all my changes there, then I have to scroll down to the bottom and hit Save Changes. Otherwise, you lose everything. So now when I'm back here, when I see an email, okay, this is an important one, I can go ahead and scroll through by clicking. Okay, that's an important one. And this one here, I got a question on, so I'm going to change that. Click a few times until I get to my question mark. Where's my question mark? Or information. Whatever it is, you can indicate. In this one, I finished, I completed the task, so I can leave that as a green check mark, whatever it is. So you've got different labels there as you label those things. So it makes it easier to find things, to scroll through your emails and see what you have there. So next we have things that I think is important to organize your email is making folders. Right now, looking over here, we really don't have any folders. We've got preset things, starts, news, sent, that kind of stuff, but we don't have any folders to organize like in a file cabinet like we did in our Google Drive. So I'm going to create some folders. So you do this by going down to your More button and clicking on that. And then I scroll down to the bottom and I have Create New Labels and Manage Labels. So we're going to create some new labels. So I'm going to create a new label. So what I recommend here is kind of like we did in our Google Drive, is make some folders for school stuff. So we can say school, well, it's all pretty much school stuff. So let's go to a GMS because that's a middle school folder. So I'm going to create that folder. So now if I have something here, I look over here, I have a GMS folder. Well, inside GMS, you have other things to put in there like we did in our Google Drive. So again, scroll down to the bottom, get rid of this here, and create another new label. And this one's going to be, if you're in 8th grade, you're going to have an 8th grade label. Now, 8th grade label, we want to be inside a parent folder. We call it a parent folder, which is your GMS folder. Remember, we have our GMS folder that we made over here. So we're going to go ahead and say nest this 8th grade label under, and our GMS folder is the one we chose. So now I'm going to create that. So now I've got a GMS folder and an 8th grade folder. So we're going to want to do that with each one of your grades. So we'll do a 7th grade folder now. And we're going to nest this under my GMS folder. And we'll do another one if you're in 6th grade, do the same thing. Because this is something you're going to have, your emails you're going to have, your emails don't change. So I create a new label. And this is going to be the 6th grade. And again, under GMS. So I've got each one. And then if you want, which I think is a good idea, is to go through and whatever grade you're in, create folders for subjects. So make an ELA folder, make a history folder, make a math folder. That way, when I'm back in my inbox and I get emails, I can put them in specific folders. So I've got my folders down there. So then you always know all of my history information is all in one folder, just like in your Google Drive, we organize things. So I would say go back and create those different labels. Remember, you have to have the main label first before you can create a subfolder, a parent folder. So you have to create your GMS folder, then you can create your subfolders. You have to create your parent 6th grade or 7th grade or 8th grade, then you can create your subjects in those. So I would do that. It's a good idea to do that. Take some time, make your labels there. Now, once you have your labels set up, now if I have my label set up and I say, okay, this one here, let's see, school wide. Okay, that one I can go ahead and I'm going to move that into my GMS folder. Now I can take it and drag it in there, or I can go up here to the top where I've got a move. This is my move button. I can say, because I've got it selected, I can move that to my GMS folder. So then that moves it into GMS. This one here, new material. This one, that was for a certain class. That was my 3rd period Digicom. So that's a computer class. So I could say, okay, you know what? I'm going to move that select that one. I'm going to move that into my GMS 7th grade folder. So I start cleaning up my emails this way. I get rid of a bunch of junk that's sitting up in the inbox and I move them into specific folders. I'm not deleting them because now I can go to my GMS 6th grade and I can see if I have any emails in there. GMS 7th grade. And if I had subjects like I'd have my core classes and then I would have my computer class, then this email would be in my computer class. So then I'd say, oh yeah, that's right. That was important information. I kept that email. It's in there. So I can look for those emails in there. So now with this, we can do this kind of thing with multiple emails. Or let's say, I just want to delete some emails. I can select multiple emails and I can move them at the same time, or I can simply choose my delete key here, saying I want to delete all of the things I've selected. So sometimes you have a bunch of emails you want to delete. You read them all, don't need the information, so I can go up there and just say delete, gets rid of those emails. So easy way to delete the emails. Okay, let's say you get a good email from someone. You got an email from me that you want to forward to another teacher because you had some information. You want to retype the whole thing up. Real easy to do. So let's say this one here, remember the different Zoom links. Okay. Oh, yeah, my friend's gotten to class now and you don't have this email and Mr. Brooks didn't send it yet and he's busy and probably not going to happen. So you're just going to forward it on to them being a nice person. Well, that's pretty easy. Up here, there is the little buttons, a little 3 dots, and this is options. When I click on that, I have a variety of options. Reply is just a normal reply, just like you would. That's the same as using this reply button. And then there's a forward button. That's pretty cool. When I hit forward, now it's saying, okay, who do you want to forward this to? So it's got the whole email here that I sent to you or whoever sent to you, and you're just forwarding the same thing on to someone else. So you can type that someone else is in there. So I can say, okay, I'm going to send this to Cole. And you type in Cole and you find the right Cole, and then you hit enter, and then it would send it off. You put his email address in there, and then you would just hit send. Go down to the bottom here, and I would hit send, and it would send the email, forward the whole email onto someone else. So easy way to forward an email to someone else. Notice I jumped out. Now it's a draft. I didn't finish it. So in that email, it says, okay, you were forwarding this to someone, but you didn't finish it. So do you want to finish this? And then I would hit send. If I don't want to finish this, then down at the bottom here, if I just change my mind and say, no, I changed my mind, I'm not going to forward this, or I'm not going to send this email. Now I can go ahead and hit that delete button, and that trashes what I was doing. The email is still there. I didn't lose the email, but it erased the forward email that I started. So that's an easy way to get out. You decided to change your mind. So now you may have noticed I send you a specific email, on the bottom here, I have some information. A lot of teachers have this. Once they have sent you something, at the bottom of it, it has information that they put on there. And you'll notice if you get the email from the same teacher that it's the same thing over and over and over. So I created this signature that I put on all my emails. And this is handy because I don't have to type all this information every time. But you want to make sure that you think about this when you create one. What am I going to send to every single person that I send an email to? This isn't something that is just to my friends only or to my parent only or to a teacher only. This is something that everyone is going to see. So you don't want to put something on there that wouldn't make sense or just something that's kind of a joke between you and your friends. So here I have information that is to anyone I send an email to. They have all the same information. I don't have to retype it, and my little quote. So how do you do that? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm going to check that out. Let's go to settings again. Over to my settings, and I'm going to do see all settings again. And I'm going to scroll down all the way down here, and you'll see where it says, where did it go? There it is, signature. No signatures. So I'm going to create a new one. So I've got no signatures right now. I'm going to create a new one. So this is from my email. my student email. So my new signature, I'm going to say thank. I'll say, because everyone is going to get this. Thank you for your time. Okay, and then I'll hit enter, and now it's got thank you for your time. Well, I don't have my name or anything in there or in here. Brooks. And you could put your phone number, but I wouldn't recommend that. I put my extension for my classroom on this one. Say teacher, student. There we go. So now I have my signature on there. So once I have created my signature now, I see that. You got to make sure that you go down here where it says for new email use and you say thank you for your time is on no signature. That's the one I want to use. So that's anytime I send an email, it's going to put that signature. If you want it to be on your replies, so when you're going back and forth, then go ahead and do it on the same thing. So every time I send an email or a reply to an email, now it's going to have my signature on there. So I've got the signature, little quote line, and then I've got information that I can put in there. And you could have different emails, different signatures if you want. But again, now I got to go down and make sure I hit save changes. Save changes. And it's saved. And so to test this, I'll send myself an email. It's good, always good idea to do a test. Send this and test my signature. And you'll notice it's got it attached there on the bottom, so I know it's going to be there. So I'm going to hit send, and there it is, test signature. Click on that, and there it is. There's my signature. So I've got it on every email. So that's a way to add a signature to your emails. Like I said, make sure that you think about that. What do I want to have for a signature that's going to go to everyone that I do? So for now, the assignment, like we said, is going to be create folders for your organization, add stars that you want to use, different symbols for the stars, and do a signature and then send a test signature to yourself to make sure that works. All right, thanks a bunch, and we shall see you soon.